If chairman is served that, then we...
So you want us to proceed?
We need to proceed.
Members will proceed? Okay. Yes, proceed.
You mean chair, accounting officer? Again, there is on the express penalty system. We find that as an audit query. We have a situation where we have discovered on page 40 again that the amounts billed during the year, the accounts.
Page 40, are you there, accounting officer?
Yes, please. Billed.
The total billed was 41 billion.
Yeah.
The total collected was 41 billion.
Relate to the year in question. There are people who have accumulated areas over time because they are...
I was wondering, looking at the explanation the accounting officer gave, that some vehicles could be redundant and so on and could not collect the charges, and while in the financial, these collections in particular of this year, to verify whether they came from different periods of the year.
Yes, you can.
The financial year.
Chair, that is very possible. It could be in areas of 4 years, and then during the year we are bidding, they pay money which is for maybe...
So just confirm that they...
You a ticket, you go. It's not that you first pay before we release you. Now, over time, we start doing enforcement of all the tickets, and I think some of you have those tickets on your vehicles.
Yes, yeah, that is true. The ones that you picked on Entebbe Road and where you had your cameras.
Yeah.
So, and his word, I think, was how possible you billed 41.9 and you corrected 41.9. I think it was but I think he's trying to explain that it might be just a coincidence that I billed.
His submission. But what we need from you, accounting officer, to us, we can't easily verify these figures per se the way they look. Give us a sample collections of the 41, then we verify quickly that
Correct.
Yes, this is the
and that is
position.
information you can submit quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Honorable Shaka.
Chair, first of all, I want to thank the having collected 100%.
But he said.
No, I'm reading what is in the book.
No. That's what his query was. He was wondering how he could correct 100%. But he's saying it is not possible to correct 100%.
Okay. But the note I wanted here, and to be on record, they were talking of EPS. It means that traffic, you are doing well. And Chair, some of these accounting officers, some are obvious reasons. Chair, in this year, in June, that's when election period, and said very many people with the old vehicles, you come on road because you want to use it for campaigns, and that's why they intensify and you pay. But accounting officer is not explaining this how you got the money.
Now you become the accounting officer. Honorable Shaka. Now you're turning into the accounting officer.
Chair, I'm not turning into accounting officer, but this is open truth.
I hope we shall not take Honorable Shaka's answers.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's not what you want to associate yourself when answering this one. But how I've understood you that it is possible that new bills came up during the year, but it is just a coincidence that the figures look the same. Is that what you said? Particular one, sir?
E.
77E.
77 is under offenses, and E states that being an accounting officer without reason or incurs unauthorized expenditure or makes unauthorized. These are offenses under this act.
They start charging.
So you
explained at the beginning that we always have a challenge at the beginning of the financial year where only 50% of our budget is funded.
And all entities. entities would love to spend, and they will think that they will explain. What he is telling you, what Honorable Mudim is trying to tell you, is that you offended the law. You offended the law, but Mudimi, I saw you doing this. It means nothing. I want you to go on record.
No,
you did,
Mr. Chairman,
you did
I've
this.
given him all.
Hey.
Yes. Where
So make a conclusion, then we make progress.
Mr. Chairman, it's again. So
you want to make a comment about it?
Him to where?
Chair, I now have the other letters that we talked about in respect to this.
Okay, please present them. In respect to what we call unauthorized expenditures, one by one.
June, beg your pardon, on the 27th of August 2024.
That one? Which one do you, before you read another one? The ones you've just read. For everything you read one by one, eh?
And then on the 8th
bring JB here.
8th of July.
And he's saying that I acknowledge a total of this as arrears. The arrears must arise through this. The schedule indicates the Uganda Police Force arrears. Domestic arrears.
Yes.
We want a request that will now this one is the 8th July 2024. Permanent Secretary request your team PSST. In the meeting it was agreed that Uganda Police Force will be enhanced with 200 billion to fund shortfalls on the following critical operations. Accounting officer, take me serious. I want you to take me serious. I requested for information on request to spend
Over
and above the budget. Kindly take me serious, accounting officer.
And additionally.
Now, why would you make me wait for 1 hour when you know that you're going to submit this? Is this what I requested?
Chair, I think my understanding was that you wanted us to show how we have presented to get additional funding.
No. Were we discussing additional funding?
No. Beyond the budget line that
Were we discussing additional funding? We were discussing who gave you permission to spend 33 billions over and above the budget, and over and above what Parliament appropriated. That is the request that we want to look at, not this. That is taking this entire committee as if we are normally, because you say we are senior six, you think we don't understand very well. Yes, Honorable Ferigo. And this is the third document you're submitting before this committee, and they mean nothing to the matter before us.
And
yes,
Chair,
Honorable Ferigo.
And Chair, you can't ask for additional money over and above the budget when you have not even spent first quarter release. Any document that was written in July, it implies you asked for that money when the financial year had just begun. You are telling us that what had been approved had been exhausted, which is not possible. Here it's about what was approved in the budget. You went beyond the budget line approved by Parliament. So you only ask for additional money when that budget line has been exhausted. You want to tell us by that time in July you had exhausted what had been approved to ask for additional budget?
And all this that is telling, they are just stories and communication, not about a particular. But now I think you know you offended the law, and we shall take you. That I think that's why Mudimi said did like this. He said, "I've given you everything to tell you that you offended the law, and you have been doing it every financial year, spending with total disregard to the law." And remember, in 43(5), you are liable, personally liable to this. Honorable Mudimi, you want to conclude this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is the last 13.
Counting officer, are you there?
It talks about the number of outputs fully implemented as 16, partially 13, total 19, and the amounts. Now I'm interested in the partially implemented, where 606.4 billion was warranted and 605.4 was spent on partially implemented activities. Mr. Chairman, we don't have a table here, but I want the explanation, because when you look at this, almost all monies were given, but the items were partially implemented. Now here the accounting officer trying to explain that this was due to bounce payments by incorrect account details of suppliers, pensioners, and active salary earners. We want the accounting officer to give us the details why. Now, if payments bounce and the financial is ending, what will happen? The payments have bounced and we've moved the financial. Remember, government operate the treasury single account. What will happen to these payments? What will happen? Secondly, the number of officers who have retired from active service. I know a number of them, some way back March. But up to now, they have not been enrolled on the pension and have not gotten their gratuity. And some were just operating here, they are waiting. You have displaced them already from the housing units. Group hanging here, I've seen a number of them, because they can't move.
Honorable Mudimi, are those not two issues?
Yes, two issues, but it's related to, because they are talking about the...
Move me well.
Yeah.
You took me to page 18
and 19,
where you showed that some items, activities were partially implemented.
Mr. Chairman is trying to explain that this was due to bounce payments. That's the number
accounting officer. Yes, sir. Procedure.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'm seeing my brother is going to the next point.